I can take the dick off the table based upon my standard. You aren't gonna get hold of this dick if you ain't being the woman I need you to be. You need to realize that you need to cook, clean. You gotta understand that you're not the only woman. And if you can accept that, that's fine. That's just the beginning, because you gotta work hard for me, because I work hard for me. So that means if you get with me, it's not gonna be easy street, because I need to be satisfied, because it ain't no happy wife, happy life bullshit. It's happy Steve, happy Steve.
Being strong with self, understanding who you are, that is the biggest defense to bitch ass weak men.
And there's no excuses for the men not to be strong. But see, there's so many forces, and then so many men are embracing weakness.
I can't stand weak men. Like I don't like to talk to them. It's hard for me to talk to these losers. I've always been a winner at the winner's table.
You know, I believe it's a sin to impregnate a woman who can't raise a child, you know, or impregnate a woman who's not fit to be a mother. And I think we have a responsibility in what we see today in these weak ass little feminine boys.
I can't tell another man what to do, but I can't dress feminine. I can't wear nail polish. It's just something that I can't do. Why? Because if I'm walking down the street and somebody's having trouble with a flat tire, I want them to feel that they can come to me and ask me, hey man, could you help me out with this? Because those are the type of things that a man will help out with. So I need to look like a man so they can know where to come for help.
Yeah, it is such a thing as toxic masculinity in the minds of bitch ass motherfuckers.
Talk about masculinity, assertiveness, authenticity, transparency. How can a guy who's straight up and honest with what he does be toxic?
If the media can train you to think something bad about it, you hear the word and you want to instantly have a certain reaction. You stop thinking, you start feeling. And when people learn to think and feel and not think through their feelings, that's when they can evaluate a person holistically. And they can say, is this toxic masculinity, or did I just hear something I didn't like? And why did I not like it? And only let me go within myself to see why.
I don't never look at no motherfucker and say, oh, that's a toxic masculine motherfucker. I never ever had, I didn't even know, that was an invented concept from a weak motherfucker that was like, I'm just tired of this motherfucker trying to tell me what to do and bully you over me with this bullshit.
What's going to make you successful is just understanding who you are and getting your mind right and being happy with who you are. That is the thing that's going to really make you successful. Because after you get all the toys, after you get all these things going on, you've had sex with all the women you want to have sex with, you traveled all the places, you're still going to be you, and you're going to always come back to you.
Why do I do this? Why are we even doing this documentary? I want guys to be in the best position possible. There's no way that I'm raising my voice or calling you a bitch ass nigga because I'm trying to hurt your feelings. I'm calling you a bitch ass nigga because you're doing bitch ass nigga shit. And if you continue doing bitch ass nigga shit, you're going to end up in bitch ass nigga situations. You get what I'm saying? So when I call you a bitch ass nigga, trust me, it's because I love you.
Game Kings 2, the definition of man, is out right now. Click the link below or go straight to masculineidentity.com to get your copy today. Still ain't getting women? Really? Come on, son. You need to go to badboymembership.com and step up your game. What's up, y'all? It's your boy, Mr. Locario, the bad boy of the dating game, and I'm telling you that if you really want to attract beautiful women, you need to go to badboymembership.com. This is where you get 45 through 90-minute step-by-step dating advice tutorials every month. Just sign up, follow the advice, and you'll get the woman you want. Go to badboymembership.com. That's badboymembership.com. It's your boy, Mr. Locario, the bad boy of the dating game, and I want to tell you about my documentary, Game Kings, the definition of game, starring myself, the Boss Mac Topsoil, Rosebud, Ron Wills, Miles Cunningham, and much more. In this documentary, you're going to learn about confidence, manhood, attracting women, and the definition of the game. To get this documentary, go to MrLocario.com.
Some people think you need a sports car to get what you want. Some people think you need $1 million. Some people think you need looks, status. The only thing you need is what they can't get unless they come straight to you. And that's your identity. Join the Masculine Identity membership today. MasculineIdentityMembership.com. Masculine Identity Soap. This luxurious, quality, high lather, high moisturizing, all natural bar soap has been handcrafted with care and consistency to provide a quality cleansing experience for self-care, focus, and productivity. Specially formulated for cold showers. Stay clean, gentlemen. Masculine Identity Soap.
Click the links below to get private one-on-one coaching sessions with Mr. Locario or Miles Cunningham to step up your game. These coaching sessions are designed to help you with your specific needs in the dating game. So make sure you click the links below right now so that you can step up your game today. Yo, we here. What's poppin'? What's going on? It's your boy, Mr. Locario, the bad boy of the dating game. What's good? Shout out to everybody in the chat. Shout out to everybody in the building. Shout out to my lady, April MC in the building. What's going on? Shout out to The Bomb. Shout out to Joe Mir. Shout out to No Data, Dukalex, Phoenix in the building. Kid Frankie. Shout out to Frankie Shy. Shout out to Jimmy is in the building. Champ Lee, what's going on? Shout out to Ludway in the building. Joe Blast is in the motherfucking building. Shout out to Armani. Shout out to Kobe Lean. What's good? Shout out to Mr. Micah. What's going on, Martavius? What's popping with you? Appreciate y'all tuning in, man. The game is going to be super heavy today. Shout out to Blastomatic. Shout out to Captain Creator in the building. All right. So guys, call-in number is 844-672-7300, 844-672-7300. And remember, guys, this Monday, I'm going to be on the Zoom call with Miles. So go make sure you guys go to Masculine Identity Membership.com to get on a membership, so that you guys can check us out on the Zoom call. I'm going to be the special guest on Monday. So make sure you guys get that, because I'm telling you, the Zoom calls is fire. That's where you guys are going to get the behind the scenes, behind the paywall game. That's where we really get into the nitty gritty of the how-tos of to make shit happen. And we're going to be talking about, how to actually flirt. I'm going to be breaking down different ways that you can flirt, how to make this shit happen, when you're out here in these streets talking to these ladies. You feel what I'm saying? So we're going to get into that. And also make sure that you guys, real quick, make sure that you guys always make sure that you guys go to this website. Let me pull this website up real quick so that you guys know that you got to go to this website right here, which is CunninghamElements.com. Make sure you guys do that. Get the Masculine Identity soap, Masculine Identity perfume, and get the shea butter out here in these streets. And also make sure you guys go to shoplocario.com. You feel what I'm saying? Shoplocario.com. That's where you get the online dating consultations. Make sure you guys get that with me in April so that you can step up your game. Also, make sure you guys go get the massive game collection, 24 products in one program right here, the massive game collection. And last but not least, make sure you guys go get Master the Vetting Process, how to succeed in long-term and casual dating. You feel what I'm saying?
Just do it.
So make sure you guys do that and get all the other programs and books, audios on shoplocario.com. And also make sure that you guys go to badboymembership.com right now. We have 5 advanced ways to build sexual tension on the Bad Boy membership. Make sure you guys do that. Go to badboymembership.com. You know what I'm saying? Make that happen. Get that going. All right, so now we're talking about how to get women to follow your lead. And I'm going to talk about 3 ways that you can do this, right? And first, I want to say how it's very, very important for you guys to know and understand how to get a woman to follow your lead. You feel what I'm saying? Because the thing is this, if a woman is not following your lead, that is a woman that you do not need to deal with at all. Do not fuck with her. Go the other way, run away. Don't deal. You just can't deal with a woman who doesn't follow your lead, right? And the reason why you can't deal with a woman who doesn't follow your lead is because if you're dealing with a woman who doesn't follow your lead, then essentially what could happen is that she could be putting your life in danger. She could basically fuck up your whole situation, and you're allowing someone around you, right, who basically doesn't have your best interest at heart. You understand what I'm saying? And on top of that, she doesn't really care about herself, because if she's dealing with the guy who she is not following his lead, then she doesn't really care about herself. You feel what I'm saying? That's a whole nother story. You could do a whole nother thing on that. You understand? Because in order for a woman to love herself, she actually has to be with a man that she wants to follow. You understand what I'm saying? Because if she's dealing with a guy who she doesn't want to follow his lead, right, that means that she's putting herself in danger. She's putting herself in a situation that does not, benefit her. You feel what I'm saying? And the only type of benefit she would get out of that situation is if she's dealing with a loser who's going to follow her. But what happens is that the only benefit she gets out of that is a simp or a trick, some guy who doesn't have game, who's going to, on the surface level, give her what she wants. But what happens is that when she realizes that this guy is weak, that he's a loser, then she's not going to want to fuck with him anyway. She's going to be back to square one. So what happens is that when a woman is following a man's lead and the man is leading, that is a relationship and a situation that is beneficial for both people. You feel what I'm saying? Now, let's get into this. So I'm going to talk about, how to get women to follow your lead. Because I know a lot of guys have issues with this. I get guys emails all the time. I do consultations when I talk about this, where guys will say, I'm trying to get this girl to follow my lead, but she's not listening, or she's being, resistant, or, I'm having a hard time telling chicks what to do because they give me pushback and so forth and so on. Right. So we're going to talk about, how to make this happen, how to get women to follow your lead and make this beneficial for you out here in these streets. Now, I'm going to go 1 through 3. Right. And I'm going to talk about each of these things and break this down. And guys, if you want to call in, the call-in number is 844-672-7300. 844-672-7300 is the number. If you want to call up, donate $5 or more, or $10 per question. Or if you have a question, just put a Q in the chat and we will get to your question. All right. Now, the first thing we have on the list of how to get a woman to follow your lead, right, is the first thing you have to do, and I think this is actually the most important. The first thing you have to do is you have to follow your own lead. Okay? You have to follow your own lead. So the first thing you have to understand about being able to influence a woman to follow your lead is you have to first follow your own lead. You cannot get a woman to follow your lead if you don't follow your own lead, first, right? So what does that mean, follow your own lead? That means that when you say to yourself that you're going to do something, when you tell yourself to do something, you have to follow it and do it. You have to follow through with what you say. You have to lead yourself, right? Because what happens is that when you lead yourself, what you're saying is what you are saying to do is valuable. What you are saying to do is going to get you from point A to point B. What you are saying to do is going to lead you somewhere that's going to be beneficial, right? So you have to follow your own lead, because if you can't follow your own lead, you can't get a woman to follow your lead. And the reason why you can't get a woman to follow your lead if you don't follow your own lead is because you don't believe in your own leadership. Because if you believed in your own leadership, you would follow your own lead. If you don't believe in your own leadership, you're not going to follow your own lead. So meaning, for example, if you say to yourself, hey, you know what? I'm going to, do A, B, and C this week, right? So I'm planning on doing A, B, and C this week. And then so this week comes up. And if you don't do A, B, and C, what happens is that you didn't follow your own lead. You understand? And so the more that you don't follow your own lead, the more difficult it is to get a woman to follow your lead. Because what happens is part of what makes a woman follow your lead is that she believes in your leadership. But she's not going to believe in your leadership if you don't believe in your leadership. And you're not going to believe in your leadership if you're not following your own lead. You understand what I'm saying? So this is why it's very, very important for you to first follow your own lead before you even are attempting or trying to get a woman to follow your lead. Because a lot of times what happens is this. The reason why women won't follow your lead, right? It's not necessarily because, she's, belligerent and she's, hard to deal with and all that other stuff. Now, there are situations where women could be too far gone where that happens, right? But what I'm saying is that in general, a woman doesn't follow your lead because she doesn't necessarily trust you. And she doesn't trust you because of how you come across in the situation when you're dealing with her. And what happens is that she can tell that you're kind of wishy-washy. You're kind of flexible. You understand? You're kind of all over the place. And so because you're all over the place, what happens is that she can't trust in your leadership, right? And then so therefore, that's why she's going to give you that resistance of following your lead, right? Because this is the thing. Her following your lead is her cooperating, which is her showing that she actually is attracted to you in that way, right? But what happens is a woman could be physically attracted to you and even sometimes sexually attracted to you in some cases, but she still won't follow your lead because she doesn't trust in your leadership. And she doesn't trust in your leadership because you're not a leader, and you're not a leader because you don't follow your own lead. You understand? Because, for example, I know you guys have seen before where, and I see a lot of dudes even talking about this, on the internet, and I've addressed this before. You see a lot of guys who will say, hey, you know what? When you're trying to set up dates, you should set up like 3 dates at the same time and then flake on the other 2 girls and just pick the hottest girl if she's coming through. So if the hottest girl's coming through, then flake on the other 2, right? So if that's your mentality, how are you going to be a leader when that's your mentality? Right? Because essentially what you're saying is this. You're saying that I'm telling these girls to meet me somewhere, and I don't believe these women would follow my lead, which is why I'm trying to stack dates on top of dates, because I believe that these girls are not going to show up because they're not going to listen to me. Right? That's one part of it. But 2, what happens is that how are you a good leader when you are setting women up to be led astray? You see what I'm saying? So what happens is that even with your own mentality, when it comes to you dealing with women, you're all over the place. You deal with women how women deal with men. You are not a leader. You understand? You're acting like a woman. So if you're acting like a woman, the type of guy who would do some shit like that, why would a woman really follow your lead, trust you, and believe in you? She can't. You see what I'm saying? So a lot of times you guys think you're doing things in a vacuum. No. However you're going about shit is connected to all the other ways that you do certain things. You see what I'm saying? So this is why you got to be careful about how you think, how you take action, and what you're doing. And so this is why I'm bringing it back to understanding how important it is for you to lead yourself first. You understand what I'm saying? Because if you can't lead yourself first, and leading yourself first also entails doing things for yourself that's going to actually be beneficial for you, right? Then if you can't do that shit, you're not going to be able to lead women. You understand what I'm saying? You're not going to be able to lead women. Because even that example where I talk about where, you're setting up a bunch of dates at the same time, that's not beneficial for you. Because the premise of where that thought comes from of trying to set up all those dates at the same time is the idea that you're worrying or thinking about a woman flaking. So if you're worrying or thinking about a woman flaking, what you're essentially saying is that the flake is happening because she's not following my lead. She's not doing what I say. So you don't believe a woman will do what you say. So therefore your actions dictate that by you setting up 3-4 dates at the same time, because you're like, oh, well, they're going to flake anyway. So you see what I'm saying? That's your mentality. You see what I mean? So you guys have to understand how you're coming about shit and what you're thinking when you're dealing with these women, because that's going to affect your leadership. You see what I'm saying? That's going to affect it. So you got to understand that. Now, the second way to get a woman to follow your lead, right? And I see a lot of guys fucking up on this, right? The second way is you have to tell women instead of ask women. You have to tell women instead of ask women. What does that mean? You have to tell women instead of ask women. See, what a lot of you guys do is that when you interact with women that you just met, you're trying to make things happen, trying to set a date, trying to, do some shit like that. You guys are always asking women what they want to do. You're asking women, would it be okay? You're asking women, what would they prefer? Right? Stop asking women shit. Tell them what the situation is going to be. Tell them what to do. So instead of saying, hey, where would you like to go Friday evening? Don't ask her, hey, where would you, don't do that. You say, hey, listen, Friday, we're going to go to the Main Street bar to get drinks. You see how it's the difference between you're telling and asking, right? Because when you're asking a woman, you are not giving her the opportunity to follow your lead. But when you're telling her to do something, you're giving her the opportunity to follow your lead. It's that simple. See, the reason why you guys don't tell and you do the ask is because a lot of you guys are scared of hearing no from a woman, or you're scared that a woman's not going to want to, follow your lead and fuck with you. So what you do is that you ask to get information from the woman so that you can create a scenario or a situation for her, and in the hopes that she's going to say yes and come see you. So this is why you'll get on the phone with a chick and ask her, so what type of food do you like? And then she says, oh, I like, seafood. So now you're like, okay, cool. So, do you want to go to like Red Lobster or something this weekend? We could do that, right? You're asking this woman what she wants, and then you're trying to create a situation or scenario based on that. And then you're asking her if it's okay for you guys to go to the place that you thought of based on what she wanted. Right? So you're already showing that you're not leading. See, the thing is this, right? Especially when it comes to dates. See, the date doesn't matter. I'm going to say that again. The date doesn't matter. What you're doing on the date does not matter. Right? The date is just what's in the background when the woman is experiencing you. So this is why when you tell a girl, hey, let's go get drinks, and she says, oh, well, I don't drink, she's full of shit. Because the date is not about the drink. The drink is the thing that's happening in the background as you two are interacting with each other. She knows this. She's not stupid. You see what I'm saying? But this is why you have to tell the woman what to do. Meet me for the drink. Right? So that she can follow it or not. You do not ask a woman, what does she want to do? Don't ever ask a woman, hey, what do you want to do this weekend? Or where do you want to go for a date? Don't ever ask a woman what she wants to do and where does she want to go. You understand what I'm saying? Don't ask her that shit. All you got to do is tell her what to do. And so you guys have to understand that the reason why a lot of y'all have issues when it comes to dating and dealing with women is because when you guys are trying to set up the date, y'all are doing all this asking. And what you do when you ask, you're essentially putting the woman in the leadership position. You understand what I'm saying? So you're basically trying to figure out what she wants to happen so that you can create that for her. You see what I'm saying? And so what happens is that you got to make sure that you're always telling, and you got to practice this stuff. See, a lot of you guys, the reason why you have a hard time with this shit is because y'all don't practice this stuff. Whenever you get in front of a woman, y'all motherfuckers, start getting nervous and you're changing who you are and you're trying to appease the girl and, oh, she's a baddie and I want her to like me. So, you start acting funny style. Right. So you're like, well, I don't want to tell her what to do because I don't want to offend her. I don't want her to not like me. No, you got to tell that woman what to do. You understand what I'm saying? And stop asking her what she wants to do. And the reason why you got to stop asking her what she wants to do is because when it comes to you dealing with a woman, right? Remember, she has to fit into your world, fit into your program. So why would you ask a woman what she wants to do when you have to find out if she wants to do what you want to do? You understand? You say it again. Why would you ask a woman what she wants to do when she's supposed to do what you want to do? So asking her what she wants to do is irrelevant. You understand what I'm saying? It's totally irrelevant. Because what you want to do is you want a woman to choose to say yes based on what you're telling her to do. Right? So if you say, hey, let's go get some coffee this weekend. Meet me at the so-and-so coffee shop at 3:00 on Saturday or whatever the fuck it is, right? So what happens is that you're not asking her, does she like coffee? You're not asking her, would she want coffee or does she want drinks instead? You're not asking her, would she like to go to brunch? No. You say, hey, meet me for coffee. You tell her where and you tell her when. And now all she has to do is say yes or no. That's it. So you guys have to get into you got to get, you got to start being consistent with this type of shit. And see what happens is that sometimes even in your messaging, right? And I used to make this mistake too back in the day, right? I had to switch up how I even send messages to women, because sometimes what'll happen is, right, I would tell a woman to meet me somewhere for a drink, right? And in my message, right, I would ask her, like I would tell her where to meet me, but then I would ask her, would she be able to meet me there? So for example, I say, hey, let's go out for a drink at the Main Street bar. And then I would say, can you meet me there at 8? Right? And so me even asking her, can she meet me there at a certain time, makes her think this is a discussion. So sometimes I'd have women say, oh, well, I can't meet you there, but can we meet somewhere else? Or she'd say, I can't meet you at the Main Street bar, but I could meet you at the Central Street pub. Right? So she thinks I'm asking her, can she meet me there at 8, as me trying to have a dialogue. You understand what I'm saying? Where we're trying to, you understand what I'm saying? Work it out together. So instead of saying, can you meet me? I just said, meet me there at this time. So I say, hey, listen, Friday night, 8:00 at the Main Street bar. Meet me there at 8. So I'm not asking her anything. Right? I'm not asking her anything about the date. As far as, is it okay if we go here? Would you mind if we do this? Is it okay with you if you make this happen? No. You got to tell the chick what it is. That's it. So you have to get the asking out of your vocabulary. You got to get the asking out of your interactions and conversations with women. Stop asking them shit. Just tell them what to do, right? So that the woman can follow what you're saying to do. Now, let's move on to number 3. So the third way to get women to follow your lead, and this is, very, very important, but a lot of guys, they fuck up on this. The third way to get women to follow your lead is you have to completely stop following women's lead. Okay? You have to 100% stop doing that shit. Stop following women's lead. You understand? In all capacities, stop following a woman's lead. And you guys are doing this all the time. Like, for example, I'll give you a perfect example. You have a lot of guys on the internet already following women's lead. Like, does this sound familiar? Well, women are saying that they don't want us to approach them, so I'm just not going to approach. What? Why the fuck are you listening to women say that they don't want guys to approach them, and then you follow that lead, you follow what they're saying, and then you don't approach? Huh? And then all of a sudden women are like, how come guys aren't approaching us? We want you guys to approach us. So one minute, I don't want you guys to approach us. Next minute, you guys should approach us. Why are you listening to women? Why are you following their leads? Why are you listening to what they're saying you should do? Like, you know what I can't stand? I would see videos on TikTok where women are trying to tell guys how to approach them and shit. Well, guys, when you're approaching a lady, you gotta approach them with respect, okay? You have to come to a woman and you gotta make sure that you're being very respectful and nice. And, you should compliment her on something she's wearing. And then, don't talk to her until she, gives you a smile. And if she's not smiling at you guys, don't approach. Like, you motherfuckers be listening to this shit. And you're up there following the chick's lead. This is crazy. Right? Another way you guys are following women's lead is you're trying to set dates and the woman is telling you that she don't want to do the thing you want to do. And then she's telling you, you and her should do something else. You're like, yo, let's go get drinks this weekend. Well, actually, I don't drink. I actually prefer a dinner. And you see what I'm saying? And then some of y'all will take her ass to dinner. Shout out to Gazag. He said, women typically only give dating advice meant to secure non-sexual affection and not sex. That's a fact. That's a fact. So, you got a lot of guys out there where they'll try to set a date. The woman will say, oh, I don't want to do that. Let's do this. And then the guy fucking does that shit. Now, how does not following women's lead get women to follow your lead? Simple. When you don't follow a woman's lead in any capacity, right? What happens is the woman has to follow your lead. And so what you're doing is you're conditioning yourself and preparing yourself to be the guy who is only dealing with women who follow your lead. You see what I'm saying? See, you can't be this like flip-floppy type of guy. You can't be like, oh, well, today I'm going to tell the girl to do this and I'm going to have her follow my lead. But then tomorrow I'm going to follow this girl. And then next day, no. Either you're a leader or you're not. And if you're a leader, you would not be following a woman's lead. Like, that would sound ridiculous to you. That would sound insane, right? Because you're the type of guy who actually is the type of guy who only deals with women who follow his lead, right? Another way that you guys are following a woman's lead is you want to have sex with a woman. The woman says, let's wait. And your dumbass takes her out on 3, 4, 5 other dates to get to know her and wait. And then your punk ass is sitting there waiting for some pussy. You're following her lead. Anytime a woman tells you, let's wait for sex, and you sit there and you wait and you still talk to her and take her out and give her attention and all this other stuff, right? Why are you doing this? You're doing this because you're chasing a pussy, but you are essentially following her lead because she's the one running the situation at this point. See, when a woman tells you, if you tell a woman, hey, listen, let's get together, let's hook up, or you in any form or fashion, let the girl know that you want sex to happen now, and she's talking about let's wait, you need to walk the fuck away. Walk the entire fuck away. You understand what I'm saying? But most guys will sit there and wait for a woman. Isn't that crazy? That's like the weirdest shit ever. You let the chick know, hey, I want to do this. She says, well, we got to wait. I got to get to know you more. And then you're a dumbass waiting. That shit is beta. That's crazy. Waiting for sex? But again, that's you following her lead. It's you following her lead. It's really that simple. Really that simple. And see, what you guys got to understand is this, right? And I talked about this on the Bad Boy show the other day. This is how you know a chick is wasting your time when she's not really trying to follow your lead and be sexual with you and show high interest and all this other stuff, right? Because what you have to understand is that women on the front end get attention from lots and lots of men. You understand? Are you saying every guy who waits for sex is a beta male? That's a fact. Yes. Hell yeah. So women get they get attention from lots and lots and lots of men. And so what happens is that women, because they get attention from lots and lots and lots of men, what they'll do is they'll choose the best guy out of those lots of men. Right? So now, if you're interested in having sex with a woman, but she tells you, let's wait, why would she wait for sex when she can just pick the guy that she wants to have sex with? So if she has access to pick the guy that she wants to have sex with, and she's telling you to wait, what does that say about her desire to have sex with you? Huh? If women have all these options of dick, and she can pick the best dick out of the options, why would she tell you to wait? Why would she want to wait when she can get it now? And if she gets it now, she can get it from a guy she actually wants. Because if you were the guy she actually wanted, she would want it now. She wouldn't want to wait. You see how that works? It's really, really simple. So you think that she has all these options of guys, and there's a sexually attractive guy over there, and she's telling you to wait, and the sexually attractive guy wants to fuck, and she is sexually attracted to him. Do you think she's telling him to wait? No. She's not telling every guy to wait. She's telling you to wait. She's telling you to wait because she don't want to fuck you. Because why would she ignore all the other sexually attractive guys, not fuck them, and then come back to fuck you after you waited? Does that even make sense? So whenever a woman is telling you, let's wait, She's just telling you that she's not sexually attracted to you. Because why would she ignore all the other guys who are more sexually attractive than you and then come back to you and fuck you after you waited? See, and what happens is that when she does fuck you, or if she does have sex with you after you done waited, she's basically doing that just to get you emotionally invested in her so that you can take her seriously and wife her up. So she's running game on your punk ass. You see what I'm saying? She's running game on you. This is why I tell you guys, you know, like all those PUAs talking about, yo, I went on 9 dates with a girl before we had sex. Or I was hollering at a girl for a month before, and I was trying to get with her for a month, going back and forth. Or, you know, I was trying to get back with my ex for damn near a year. I was damn near stalking this woman. Like, and everything that I just said was actual things that PUAs did. I don't need to mention no names. Niggas is waiting 9 dates for sex. A motherfucker was going back and forth with a chick for a whole month, and she still ain't fuck him. And then there was another guy who fucking damn near chased his ex-girl for a year to try to get her back. You see what I'm saying? And this is terrible. Terrible, terrible. But let me see what some of these questions are saying here. And guys, call up. It's 844-672-7300, 844-672-7300. Call up. If you don't call up, we're going to make it a short ass show today. You know what I'm saying? So let's, call up if you guys want to call up. This says, I got into the Bad Boy membership. It's very deep. With which programs do you recommend to help with leadership? Well, on there, I have a program about leadership. So you can check that one out specifically. But what happens is that even in all the other programs, leadership is already interwoven in it. So for example, I have a program that teaches you different ways on how to approach and open a conversation with a woman. And with that, it's basically you leading the situation in order to make something happen. You feel what I'm saying? This says, are there exceptions for a woman following a man's lead? Nope. For example, what if a man told his girlfriend to take an experimental vaccine? Is she obligated? This nigga's need to lie. Oh, let me take this call real quick. 203 was popping. Who this?
Yo, what up, Locario? This is Joe Blast.
Joe Blast in the building. What's going on?
What up?
What's popping with you, man?
I donated to Miles.
Yes, sir. Appreciate it, man. So what's going on with you, man?
Question about what you said. It was yesterday or the other day about people, as a man, that you're offended if a woman thinks she can approach you.
Right. Mm-hmm.
Now I'm a little bit on the fence with that one. Mm-hmm. It kind of threw me off because I know I have been on. I can't speak for anybody else. But usually I have an intimidating look on my face, but I've always heard, well, you got to make yourself look approachable in order to get with people. You got to make yourself look friendly and stuff like that. Or if you want girls to feel comfortable around you or people in general. So I need you to break that down for me.
Yeah, well, the thing is this, right, is that a woman is supposed to defer to a man's leadership at all times, right? Because remember, so basically what it is like this, right? If the woman is approaching you, what she's essentially saying is, without really saying it, is that you have to follow my lead. That's what she's saying. She's saying, as a woman, you guy over there, you should follow my agenda and where I'm going and what I'm trying to do. You feel what I'm saying? Because what happens is a woman can make herself available or put herself in the vicinity for you to approach. Meaning that, for example, if a woman is, given like a choosing signal, or she's putting herself in proximity to you, or she's smiling at you, whatever it is like that, that's the most that a woman should be doing. And she knows this. You understand what I'm saying? So a lot of times when a woman approaches you, a woman is approaching you not necessarily because she's attracted to you. She's approaching you because she has an agenda. You see what I'm saying? Because if a woman, this is the thing, A woman's ego is too big for her to really be approaching you just because she's attracted to you. You understand what I'm saying? Because what that means is that if a woman sees you and she's just like, oh man, Joe Blast is so sexy and all this other stuff, I want to approach him. If you say no to her or you're not interested, that's going to be too much of a blow to her ego, right? But if she sees Joe Blast and says, oh, you know, he looked like the type of guy I could probably, you know, get him to buy me a few dinners and you know, pay my rent, then what happens is that her ego isn't necessarily on the line because she doesn't care about you being interested in her. She just cares about you being interested in the agenda. Do you see what I'm saying? Just like the guy that called yesterday where he said that that girl approached him and was flirting with him and asked him for $25 for fucking breakfast and still didn't smash the dude. You see what I'm saying? So what I'm saying is that 9 times out of 10, because there's always exceptions to the rule, but 9 times out of 10, when a woman is approaching you and being that assertive or aggressive with you, it's usually because of some bullshit. That's all I'm saying. So that's what I'm saying. Don't worry about a woman approaching you. And if she does approach you, right, what happens is that you have to immediately, right, flip it to where she has to follow what the fuck you're saying and doing. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's what you got to do because what happens is this. Women are not intimidated by guys who they think are suckers. You understand what I'm saying? So it's easy for a woman to approach a guy who she assumes is a sucker because she's already in her mind running the situation anyway. You understand what I'm saying? Like she basically feels comfortable enough to approach and talk to him in any way she feels, you know, she deems, and then she expects him to comply, which a lot of guys will because they're like, oh, and especially if she's an attractive woman, a lot of guys will comply because they're like, oh shit, this really hot girl is approaching me, but they don't understand that women run game too. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Right.
To add to that, so that would be the same. Like there was a woman since you brought that up, I think there's a woman I dealt with at one time, and she was like, "Oh, you know, you're just such a teddy bear."
Mm-hmm.
And I'm thinking in my head, "Uh-oh." But then I told her, "Yeah, I might be a teddy bear in front of you right now, but there's a grizzly bear behind there. You don't want to wake that motherfucker up." So am I correct in assuming that her saying something like that is the same shit as what you were saying about a woman possibly just being able to try to run past you and make you follow her agenda?
Right, exactly. And that's why you have to let her know what time it is before she can even take it to the next step. Because I've had similar situations. I've had women where I'll be at a party, at an event or whatever, and the woman will come up to me, you know, being all flirty and you know, smiling and all this other shit, right? And then so what I would immediately do is I'd immediately turn it sexual, right? And then as soon as I do that, either one or two things gonna happen. She's gonna follow that, which means that she's basically on the same page I am, or she's going to do the opposite. So sometimes what'll happen is this, like, so for example, I was at an event and then this chick rolled up on me with the, you know, showing me all her teeth, being all smiley and shit and all that other stuff, right? And then so basically when I was talking to her, right, I was, you know, talking all this sex shit like, oh, you looking sexy as fuck in that dress. We need to head up out of here and get a room, right? And then so the first thing she looked at me, she's like, is that the way you talk to a lady? That, you know, like that type of energy, right? And so by me making it sexual and flirtatious, she exposed that she wasn't on the same type of time I was. You understand what I'm saying? Right. And that's the problem, is that what a lot of guys will do is they're so excited the woman is approaching, they'll just go with the flow of what the woman is doing throughout the entire interaction. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
That's what it is. You see what I'm saying? So you got to be very careful about those situations. That and the easiest way to do that is you just flip it on them. You just make sure that once they approach you, you let them know your agenda and then see if they're going to follow that. That's how you do it.
So in other words, for somebody like me who's, I'm heavy on the presence thing. So in order to have presence, you're saying we got to be present.
Right. You got to be present, but also what it is that you have to always let a woman know that you're the one leading. Right. So that's why if a girl approaches you, it's immediate that you basically let her know what the deal is. You understand what I'm saying?
Cool.
That's what it is.
Appreciate you, Locario. Shout out to Charlie and Kobe, because those motherfuckers are some of the biggest receipts y'all show.
Yes,
Never
sir.
mind no bitches. They
Yes,
getting
sir.
all the bitches.
Yes, sir. Real talk.
And the manhood behind it.
Yes,
Appreciate
sir.
all of y'all.
All right,
Peace,
brother.
Locario.
All right, man. I'm holla. Peace. All right. I saw 661 call up. 661 call back. 661. You can call back and we get that cracking. But yeah, y'all don't be fooled by these chicks. You understand what I'm saying? Do not be fooled. 661. What's popping? Who this?
What's up, man? This is Jalen J. Mars. I sent it yesterday to Miles.
All right, that's what's up. That's what's up. What's going on?
So like as I really started learning, like the numbers game is really everything, and my way is just being bold as fuck. Because like you said, when you sexual and bold, you figure out what's gonna happen, like left or right, and make her choose up. And so I was just even noticing and relating it when I do business and sales. I'm like, look, when I'm bold, I just get right to the point and I don't really get attached to what they gotta say. And I noticed just like how the numbers game makes you so resilient minded. Like you really focus on like what the fuck you gotta do.
Yeah, that's basically what it is. You know what I'm saying? That's basically what it's all about. It's about you asserting yourself how you want so that the woman can respond to you correctly based on that premise. You know what I'm saying?
Yep. And I just kind of wanted to just like go over that and say like I should just really show you why you need to do it, and it's fun as fuck. I ain't gonna lie.
Oh yeah, of course, because it makes the whole situation more interesting. Because what happens is a lot of times when people get together and talk, it's cool. Like you shoot the shit a little bit, you could do a little small talk. That's fine, but it can get like mundane and boring, and people saying the same shit. So what happens is that when you're bolder than the average guy, then that already makes you stand out, and that makes you be on a woman's mind. And then if she's feeling you like that, she's gonna follow you and follow through and make shit happen. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's facts. Because every time I've been bold, like those be the most best sexual experiences that I have. And I have a girl coming through in 2 hours, and that's the one woman that I was hella bold with, and she's been coming through consistently. So
nice.
Yeah, I'm gonna say it like that.
That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, but that's all I have to say.
Yes, sir. All right, brother. Appreciate the call, fam. All right, so guys, call in 844-672-7300. 844-672-7300 is the number. If you guys have a question, put a Q in the chat and we will get to your question. It says, what about if you on a date and you tell a woman, come back to my place, and she says no, should I end the date right then and there? Yeah, absolutely. So if you're on a date and you're telling the chick, hey, let's go back to my place, and she's like, no, I'm not trying to do all of that. You're like, all right, well, cool. Well, listen, you have a good night, and then you end the date right there, right? Because it's the thing. But also, the thing is that you should be flirting and building sexual tension on that date, right? Because then it's easier to flow in that direction to get her back to your place. But understand that in most cases, if a woman is not trying to go back to your place when you say, let's go back to my place, and y'all already have been, flirting and all this other stuff, then she's not really sexually attracted to you like that. You understand what I'm saying? She's not sexually attracted to you like that. And so the thing is that remember, whenever you are the one who's saying it, right? That is her chance to jump on the opportunity. You see what I'm saying? So it's one thing where, for example, if you never mention her coming to your house or you having sex that day, right? That's fine if y'all don't do it because you didn't mention it. But if you mention it and then she doesn't want to do it, she declines, or she's giving you that pushback and the resistance, then that's a red flag. Because remember, she's supposed to do it when you want to do it. And if she's not doing it when you want to do it, then you got to keep that shit pushing. You understand what I'm saying? You got to keep it. You got to just, basically charge us to the game and keep that shit pushing. That's what that's about. Let me see what other questions we got. What about letting a girl know you'll be at place X from this time to this time because it was something I was going to do anyways? Well, this is the thing. It depends. Are you trying to set a date? You understand what I'm saying? So if you're trying to set a date, right, you can set a date based on where you was going to go anyway, right? But you don't want to be necessarily passive and talking to a girl and say, hey, well, listen, if you feel like coming through, I'm going to be here from this time to this time. That's not you really setting a date. You understand? He says, exactly, Locario, you don't just ask a woman to come back to your place unless you've been flirting and you feel that as though it's mutual interest. Exactly. See, a lot of guys, y'all gotta have social awareness and social intelligence. So y'all actually have to be out here flirting, building sexual tension with these women on the dates. Then you pull them. See, okay, for example, there's times where I go on a date with a chick and I realize there's really no sexual tension. You understand what I'm saying? Like let's say I meet a chick off a dating app. I tell her to come meet me down the block from where I'm at or whatever. We are on the date or some shit. We talking and, either I'm realizing I'm not really feeling her, you understand? Or it's something that I'm not really vibing with. And then so therefore, I end up kind of just not even bothering to like flirt too much or even build sexual tension. And I just like call it a day. After that drink, I say, hey, it was good meeting you. And I keep it pushing. Or it could be a situation where, I'm flirting. She's flirting back a little bit, but it's really not like the vibe I'm looking for is not right. You understand? Like what I'm looking for, she's not giving in return. You understand what I'm saying? Abel said, because they're not me. Exactly. That's a fact. So basically there's times where like I won't tell the girl to come back to my place because I'm like, this ain't it. You understand what I'm saying? Not feeling it. Not feeling it, man. You know what I'm saying? You guys got to understand that too. And see, you'll learn this as you go out with more women. When you actually are out more and you're consistent, you're going to be chilling with women. You're going to be on a date with a chick, talking to a girl. You're like, I'm just not feeling it though. Right? And see, and I'll say this, because a lot of people will be like, see, this is why you need to like talk to girls on the phone first. And no. You actually have to be in person with the woman spending time to see. You can't see this on the phone. You can't see this through text. You actually have to be face to face in that particular situation, right? So you can actually feel it. That's why when, for example, if I meet women on dating apps, I don't have these back and forth conversations. Or if I randomly met a chick in the street, right? And I exchange information and then I don't like converse with them during the week. I just say, yo, let's meet up. Then when we meet up in person, I'm like, okay, am I feeling this or not? You see what I'm saying? So you got to understand it. Sometimes the vibe ain't gonna be there. Like y'all got to understand there's levels to compatibility. There's levels. Like there's women where, for example, back in the day, I remember, and this is the craziest shit ever. I was like, and this is how I realized and learned this stuff, right? I remember back in the day, I went out with this one chick, and then this happened a few times after this one chick. But I went out with this one chick, and this is the first time it happened. And we was chilling in Central Park, and we was kissing and all this other stuff, right? And I swear it was like, when I was kissing her, I felt absolutely nothing. And I was like, why don't I was like, why is kissing her feel like nothing? Like it felt like nothing. Like it was almost like I was kissing my hand or something. Like it felt like nothing. And then a few months after that, I was with this other chick and it was the same similar situation. I was like, yo, it happened again. Like I don't feel nothing with this woman. You understand what I'm saying? And so I'm like, so you trying to tell me, and mind you, both of these women, I was like physically, they were like, I thought they was hot. But when I kissed them, I felt nothing. You understand what I'm saying? He's actually there is this sexual connection you can actually have with women you're supposed to have sex with before you actually have sex. Real shit. And that even goes with like when you're having sex with a chick, you can realize and see that you're not even compatible, on that front. So you could like kissing a girl and then you have sex with her and you're like, this shit is not it. This is not it. You understand? Like I remember even like, again, when it comes to compatibility, I was on a date with this chick once and I remember like probably we was hanging out for maybe like 45 minutes, an hour. And at first everything was cool. And I don't know what it was, but as the date gradually went on, I got more and more annoyed. I was like, why does this girl annoy me so much? Like, I was like, I just feel annoyed right now. And then I had to end the date. And it's like, and it wasn't necessarily any one thing she did in particular. It was just a feeling. It's an energy. You understand what I'm saying? But you guys, again, you guys have to go out to know this and understand this. Like I felt myself getting more and more annoyed and frustrated. And I was just like, all right. I was like, listen, I gotta head out. It was good meeting you. I gotta get the fuck up out of here. You understand what I'm saying? And mind you, this girl was physically attractive. You understand what I'm saying? And then there were women who I like hooked up with or I met who, let's say on a mythical scale of 1 to 10, they were like a 6. They were like cute, but they weren't like baddies or nothing. But the vibe was there. You understand what I'm saying? So you guys got to actually go out, meet, interact in person to see if there's compatibility on all these different levels. You understand what I'm saying? You got to do it. You got to do it. It's very, very important. Let me see what these other questions are saying. Hold on. Okay, we already did that one, I think. It says, are you saying that because women know they're gonna sleep with you within 8 seconds of meeting you? Well, yeah, women know whether or not they want to sleep with you when they first meet you. Doesn't necessarily mean they will sleep with you. You understand what I'm saying? Because you could still do something, say something to fuck shit up. You understand? But a woman does not need to get to know you in order to want to fuck you. In fact, getting to know you makes it to where it's least likely she's going to want to fuck you. Right? Because you could meet a woman in her brain, she's like, oh, I'll fuck this guy. And then she gets to know you more and then she's like, nope, I ain't fucking this guy. You understand what I'm saying? So, that whole, I got to get to know you more. No, you don't. It's better you don't know me. You understand what I'm saying? Because a lot of times what'll happen is they'll get to know you and now they ain't trying to fuck you. And sometimes it's not even them getting to know you in the sense of, or I should say this, it's not them not wanting to have sex with you because there's something they didn't like. It's they can get to know you, and then the more they know about you makes them think that you're boyfriend material. So therefore they're like, oh, I'm definitely not fucking him now. Oh, oh, he told me about he do this and you know he got this going on. Oh, we definitely not fucking now. You feel what I'm saying? She find out what car you drive in, the house you got, the type of job you got, and all this. Oh, now all of a sudden, she ain't trying to fuck tonight. She's trying to hold on to that pussy until you invest, nigga. Like, fuck out of here. He said a woman's body responding to your presence is her body telling you you're the guy she's meant to have sex with. Now, whether she does that or not is entirely different. Exactly. 570.
Yes, sir. This is Charlie Keith. Right? You doing, Mr. Locario?
Charlie in the building. What's going on, fam?
Yes, sir.
Let's go.
I just wanted to add a point to what you were talking about, getting women to follow your lead, but it's the topic and whatnot. And when it comes to leading, and like really what it is, like most guys are just scared to be themselves because they think it's like wrong or something, but like, if you know what leading is, like being who you are is leading, like by definition,
Right.
But like most guys, the problem is that they sexually repress themselves, because that's what it is. Like, that's what they're really like. A lot of these guys, and even that used to be me back in the day, they sexually repress themselves, and they're like afraid of being called like a creep or that's weird or that's unholy or whatever the fucking nine is,
Right.
And what happens is that comes out in your behavior, and if you think about it, like leading is what you want to do. And if what you want to do is have sex, if you internalize that as wrong, well, then you will just internalize the whole loop of leading is wrong, what you want to do is wrong. And then you basically just submit to the women like continuously, or women and forever,
That's a fact.
And it's like telling a woman you want to have sex is not creepy. But the thing I wrote down here is that like a lot of guys, they don't have like social skills, and I think that's like a big part of the reason why, I don't know, you tell me, obviously, that's like a big part of the reason why you guys say, 25 women a day. Cause it's like, let's say for example, the reason I thought about this is because I saw a video of a guy who was like at Planet Fitness and he was like telling women he wanted to have threesomes.
Right.
And he ended up getting like arrested. And I bet you like a lot of guys are like, oh, like it's not against the law. The problem is like, you guys don't have social skills and you don't know how to like read voice intonation or body language when you go up and talk to a woman, and you don't like listen to what she actually fucking says.
Right.
Right. So it's like, because if I want to be like friends with Locario, or let's say Miles, I don't know how you guys met or whatever. So like, I've never met a dude in my life if I want to be friends with him or we wanted to do an activity together. And I was like, yo, bro, can I be your friend? Like, we would just be like I went to a store the other day and I was like talking to this guy there who I never met in my life. And he told me to play soccer and all that stuff. And then by the end of the conversation, I like invited him over to play soccer with me and my friends. Right. But it wasn't like, I was like, oh, bro, you want to be my friend? Like, guys, like have some fucking social skills here. You know what I mean? Right. Like, come the fuck on. And so they internalize they would internalize what I want to do. Like if I, like me having that guy come over and play soccer, when it comes to sex, they think it's wrong.
Right.
But it's like, no, bro, you just have no social skills.
Yeah, that's important in social skills, because what happens is when you have social skills, what you're in tune with how another person is responding and reacting to you. And then you're also aware of how you are coming across and interacting with other people, right? Because the thing is that when people don't have social skills, what happens is that they forget that they're speaking to a person. And so they just say things and do things based on them trying to get a certain agenda out versus realizing that there's something else there's someone else on the other end of what you're saying who also has thoughts, desires, fears, insecurities, all that other shit. You see what I'm saying?
Right. Yeah, exactly. And I'm gonna add another 20 because I just want to say one more thing. Actually, another 30. Actually, I put 30 there. But it's like to your point, they want to force things so bad. And I'm not gonna sit here and say I wasn't like this in the past. I mean, I wasn't as bad, but I was just like so insecure, Right. But what it is like when you want to force things so bad, like because you're so insecure, you basically like freeze up so much that you just, a lot of these guys, they just say, fuck it. I'm not going to tell women that I want to have sex with them. Right. I'm just going to continually submit to them. And then you guys get pissed off at Locario Miles, like, she told me this, that. It's like, no, bro. They didn't tell you to do that. They tell you to be honest and direct and go out there and have some fun and let the women who want to be with you, be with you, and the ones who don't. Because it's like, for example, like, if I go up to a woman, I'm like, I go up to her and I say, hey, you know, I just came over here to say, I think you're very sexy and whatnot. And she says, oh, you know, thank you so much. What's your name? I'm Charlie. And then she told me her name, you know, and I would say something like, you know, what are you doing here, et cetera, et cetera. And then we have a little small talk, blah, blah, blah. And then I'm like, okay, well, cool. Well, listen, I want you to come over to my house this weekend because I want to fuck the shit out of you. And then she'd say, oh my God, you're so bold. And then I'm like, yeah, sure, for sure. Take my number, you know what I mean? And then yada, yada, yada. But it's like, guys will go up to women and they'll get some sort of like, you know, like response that isn't what a guy like Locario or Miles or me will want to hear, which is like some fuck shit that you can tell me doesn't want, that it's telling me that you're incompatible, which is completely fine.
Right.
But like, it has nothing to do with the fact that he wanted to have sex. It has everything to do with she's just not compatible with you. You know what I mean? Like,
exactly. And that's the thing. It's all about, right. It's all about compatibility. That's the point of the entire thing when it comes to you dealing with women and trying to make something happen with women. The problem is that a lot of times because guys are insecure, they're trying to make things work with women who it's not going to work with. And the reason why they're trying to make it work is because they want the validation because they're insecure. So they're always looking towards a woman to say yes so that they can feel good about themselves. That's the problem.
Right.
You know what I'm
100%.
Yeah, man.
For sure.
All right, brother.
Anyway, I'm going to send that money over right now, and thanks for taking my call.
Yes, sir. I appreciate you, man. That's what's up. Appreciate you. Shout out to Charlie in the building. Shout out to Charlie in the building. So, guys, call up. We got another maybe 15 minutes, and we're going to wrap it up. So if you guys want to call up, call the numbers 844-672-7300, 844-672-7300 is the number. You feel what I'm saying? But the thing is, guys, also too, you got to understand is when you're out here socializing, interacting with women and all this other stuff, right? Is the reason why you don't have to, because a lot of guys think they got to convince a woman to like them, or they see, oh, this woman is this way, so maybe if I come at her this type of way, she'll want to fuck with me. What you got to understand is this: all you need to do is be yourself. And what's going to happen is that a woman is going to figure out a way to fit into your situation. You understand what I'm saying? Appreciate it, Charlie. That's what's up. She's going to find a way to fit into your situation. And the reason why she's trying to find a way to fit into your situation is because she wants to be with you. Right? This is why, you can see, let me give you guys a little tip. Pause. Let me give you guys a little tip. This is how you can test a woman on a date to see if she's really feeling you, right? So what you do is that you say something that is contrary to what she just said and see if she changes her mind about what she just said, right? So how does that look? So let's say, for example, a girl says, like she says, oh, I don't really like to watch scary movies, right? And you say, really? I love scary movies. Scary movies are the shit. Like I love nothing more than to watch a good scary movie. You know what I'm saying? That'll be something that I like to do that's really fun, right? So then she might say, well, actually, I did see that other scary movie the other day. It was kind of scary, but not that scary. So there's certain scary movies that I probably could watch, right? You see, so what happens is she just said she don't like scary movies. You said you love scary movies. Now she's trying to find a way to fit in to what you like because she likes you. You understand? Because now she's like, well, I want to go to the scary movie with him. You see what I'm saying? So you gotta pay attention to those things when you're on the date talking to the woman and all this other shit. So what happens is that women will conform to what you're about because they want to be with you. This is why you don't need to try. You shouldn't be like, oh, well, let me try to convince this girl to do this, or like, no. She will basically conform to what you want because she wants to be with you. It's that simple. It's that simple. That should be the funniest shit because what happens is like, like, for example, I've been on dates where, or not even dates, this times where I remember I was talking to this chick that I met at a bar, random chick. and we were just talking about like relationships and shit, just shooting the shit or whatever. And she's like, yeah, I've been single for a little bit. I'm looking for like something serious. I'm not really, like trying to like run around and play games. I'm tired of all of that and all that other stuff and yada, 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 blah, 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 blah. Right. And so I was like, listen, man, like life is short. I ain't really trying to look for no extra craziness, what I'm saying? Nothing too serious. It ain't gotta be, crazy, serious, like a marriage type of situation. If I'm feeling somebody, I'm feeling them. If I'm not, I'm not. And we could just take it, one step at a time. And then she's like, now that I think about it, you're actually right, because blah, 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 blah. You see what I'm saying? So a woman is gonna make your stance her stance. And with that being said, right? Why would any of you guys feel the need to get to know a woman? You see what I'm saying? Think about that. Why do you need to get to know a woman when the woman is going to basically just conform to what you're trying to do if she want to fuck with you? Huh? There's no point. You see what I'm saying? Like, what am I sitting there trying to figure out what she likes and what she wants and, let me get to know her for what? If she's feeling me, she's going to go in the direction I'm going in. Point blank, period. She's going to rationalize whatever it is, right? To figure out a way to do it my way. Like a chick could be like, oh, I hate smoking. And I'll be like, oh shit, I smoke all the time. I'll be smoking mad weed. And she'd be like, well, it may be not that bad. Weed's not that bad. Maybe I'll smoke a little weed here and there. But like her whole shit just flipped like that. You understand what I'm saying? Like they'll be finding ways. Right? Another thing women will do on these dates is they will low-key describe what they want, but they're describing you. You understand? They'll be describing you. And you're like, so like you're talking to a chick and, she'll be like, oh, like I usually don't go out with guys unless we've had a phone call first. For some reason, I didn't even call you. I mean, we didn't even have a phone call. I just came through to see you. Oh, really? So what you're saying is that you did something that you normally wouldn't do. You did something different because you thought that I was that guy, which is why you're here without having the phone call you usually require the other guys to have. Mm-hmm. You see what I'm saying? So all you got to do is listen. So you listen, but also you see if there's consistent cooperation. You see what I'm saying? You're just seeing if there's consistent cooperation. That's why I tell you guys, you tell the woman to meet you where you're at. Because if she meets you where you're at without any hesitation, she's already showing you from that. She's already showing you just through that action that she's interested. Like this is real simple. This is why we're talking about getting a woman to follow your lead. What does it mean when she's following your lead? That means that she has interest in you, which is why she's following you. A woman is not going to follow your lead if she's not interested in you. You understand what I'm saying? And if she's not interested in you and she is following your lead, she's doing that in the sense of trying to game you to make you think that she's interested in you, but she has her own agenda on the back end. But usually what happens is when a woman follows your lead, it's because she's feeling you. You feel what I'm saying? Let me see what some of these questions are saying, and we're going to wrap it up. Where was we at? You say you teach the women you choose are super attractive to you no matter what other people think of her. Can I think I'm wealthy and project that even if I make $17K a year? Oh my goodness. Why do y'all ask stupid questions? Why do y'all say stupid shit? If you're talking about what wealth is or being rich, there's an actual numerical thing attached to that. Come on, fam. You can't be this stupid. What is attractive is an opinion. There's an actual number, like, you know, like how they say, or what they say, like you're rich if you have $1 million or more or some shit like that. There's an actual number attached to it, motherfucker. Like, what is wrong with y'all? Y'all motherfuckers are slow as hell. So let's see. Locario, how do you never get bored of repeating yourself over and over again? I have thought about making a YouTube channel, but I get bored of hearing and saying the same shit. Well, that's because, you know, you're not really about it. If you're about it, then you're not going to get bored because you're about it. You understand? Just like, for example, like when I talk to women, like when I randomly talk to women, let's say at a party, an event, in the street, whatever, on a date, I say the same shit over and over and over again to women, the same fucking shit. And the reason why I say the same shit is because I know the types of responses I'm going to get while saying that same shit. And those responses amuse me. Those responses let me know if the woman is interested or not. Those responses let me know whether or not I should continue to deal with her or not. But it all comes back to me. It all comes back to how I want to do things. I say the same shit. Same shit. So is there such thing as ultra alpha male? What the hell's that? I have no idea what you're talking about. What if you ask a girl if she's open to coming to your place after a date before you even meet up with her and she says she's not open to it? Do you still take her out and try to change her mind? Nope. So if you say to a girl, hey, let's meet for drinks, and then if the vibe is right, we go back to my place, and she says, oh, no, we could go get the drink, but I don't know about going to your place. And you say, well, you know what? You have a good day. Take care. You understand what I'm saying? So she has to agree to all of it. She has to agree to what you're saying. You see what I mean? Now, she could come to the bar and get a drink, and then you could say, hey, let's go back to my place. And then she could probably be like, I don't really want to, whatever. That's cool. But she has to come there basically confirming what you're saying. But if she's off rip saying, oh, well, I don't want to do that part of it, then stay your ass home. You understand what I'm saying? Stay your ass the fuck home. It says, do you believe some guys don't want to lead because the leaders they had growing up that were verbally and physically abusive? Them leading reminds them of the leaders they hate? Nah, not necessarily. I don't think that's it. I think what happens is a lot of guys don't want to take accountability for their shit. Because the thing is, you should want to lead, because all leading is you taking control of your life. You understand what I'm saying? Because remember, like I said earlier, you got to lead yourself. That's you controlling your situation. And then you also have to lead the woman, right? That's you also controlling your situation, because you're only allowing a woman in your situation who's going in your direction. And see, this is why, it's important even for women to pick good leaders. You see what I'm saying? It says, so basically, are you saying that by knowing yourself, you also going to know the woman? Well, yeah, that's the thing. The thing is that when you know yourself and you understand yourself and you interact with women and you deal with women, right? You know the responses that you're expecting to get back from women. You know what you like to see in an interaction with you and a woman. You know the type of things you don't like when it comes to dealing with women. You understand what I'm saying? Because see, like for example, when I talk to women, if I approach a girl or I'm on a date with a chick or whatever it is, right? There's certain things that, you know, like let me know that, oh yeah, this is the last time I ever have to speak to this woman. Or this lets me know, oh yeah, she's the type of chick I would hit up again and call again, right? It's all within this situation. Even for example, like there could be like, and it's so many things, guys. There's so many things. Like there's times where I would meet a girl off an app, and I would say, hey, come meet me for a drink or coffee, whatever it is, like that. And she would come in, and off the hug, I could tell this ain't going nowhere. But let's go to 941. 941, what's popping? Who this?
What's going on, Locario? This is Kobe, and I sent 10 to
Kobe in the building. What's going on? What's going on?
This is a great topic, by the way. So I'm grateful for you guys in the chat, and you also, Locario. So
yes, sir.
Thank you very much for this great topic. So 3 ways to get a woman to follow your lead. So I got one last one I got to add, right? So like another way to get women to follow your lead is that you have to have a protocol that you go by.
Right.
Let's say, because I had this situation one time with this chick, right? Because she was supposed to come over to my house on Thursday, right? And then she hit me up. And she was like, "Oh, I'm actually going out of town this weekend. Is it okay if I come this day?" And then I was like, "No, I'll go to the gym like you want this time." She was like, "Well, can you go to the gym a little bit later so I can see you?" I'm like, "No, you hit me up when you get back in town, and then we can reschedule."
Right.
So I'm not, so. So what's your take on that, Michelle Locario?
Yeah, the thing is that you don't change your shit for the woman. She always has to work around your shit. You see what I'm saying? So a lot of guys, what they do is they change their shit for the woman because they want the woman that bad, versus understanding that you have to stand on how you do shit and then have women work around you. You see what I mean? That's really because this is the thing, right? It's the main thing that guys gotta understand, right? See, the reason why you have to lead is because a woman can't lead you, because a woman is not capable of being as consistent as you would be as a leader. She's not built for that. You understand what I'm saying? So in order for her to actually get a relationship that would benefit her, she has to follow a man's lead. You understand what I'm saying? Because the problem is that women come to guys and they're like, well, I just want this thing to happen this way, how I want it, because I'm feeling this way about it, right? There's no rhyme and reason. It's just, I feel this way. And then what women will also do too is, and you'll notice this, is women will have an idea of how they want something, and they stick to that idea all the time until they meet a man that they actually want to follow, and they'll throw that whole idea out the window if following him is going to benefit them. So they say, hey, I have this idea to do A, B, and C, but I ran into this guy who I really am attracted to and like. He's talking about X, Y, and Z. So she's going to say, fuck A, B, and C. I'm going to X, Y, and Z. So if a person can quickly switch up and just throw their shit out the window, why would you follow that person?
Exactly. And that day when she messaged me, right, and I was actually horny that night, but I look at myself in the mirror, I'm like, ask yourself this question: who are you when nobody's looking?
Right.
And I was able to answer myself. I'm like, you know what? I'm not gonna compromise myself for some pussy. So either you come see me on the day that I want you to see me, or otherwise I'm not fucking with you anymore.
Right. That's a fact.
So thank you for taking my call, sir.
Yes, sir. Appreciate your fam. Shout out to Kobe in the building. All right, so I'm going to kill the phone lines and I'm answer some more of these questions, and we're gonna wrap it up. So this says, when you get a girl's number from an approach, is it better to call first or text? Well, it is not necessarily a better or worse. I just text because I don't really like talking to women. You know what I'm saying? Like, meaning like, I don't like talking to them on the phone. I just send a text, hey, come through, meet me here. and call it a day. You feel what I'm saying? But if you like to call, then call. All that really matters is that you hit them up to set up, the date or the time you're supposed to meet. It says when you can tell off the hug it's not going to go anywhere, do you still go through with the date? Yeah, so I'll still have the drink, and then I'll just probably end it early. You understand? Because so what it is that, and what I say I could tell is it's probably not going to go off the hug, is usually when the woman comes in and she gives you like a really big, like energetic, like bear hug type of hug, and you know what I'm saying, and she stops, she's hugging you, she's looking at you, smiling, and you know what I'm saying, it's like a longer type of lingering hug, then that's a good sign. Now, you have some situations where she gives you the hug, but it's very light. She kind of pats you on the back. You understand what I'm saying? And you're like, yeah, this ain't, and it's also sometimes it's a combination of the hug and the look, right? So sometimes, I see the look and then I feel the hug and I'm like, yeah, this probably ain't going nowhere. You understand what I'm saying? Now, it's not 100% that it goes down like that. But what I'm saying is 9 times out of 10 from the hug, I'm like, yeah, this probably ain't going nowhere. And I would say that 90% of the time, 98% of the time, that's how it goes down. You see what I'm saying? So it's little shit that you can, you know what I'm saying? That you can see, right? That happens, that gives you the indicator of how things are going to happen in the future. You understand what I'm saying? You said, I think we didn't have a good hug initially. I don't even think we hugged. I think did we hug? I don't remember if we hugged, because you came out of the cab and then I said, oh, this place is crowded, let's go somewhere else. And I remember where I started walking. I don't even remember. You know what I'm saying? But I don't know. But yeah, most cases that hug will tell you a lot. Let me see. It says, if I'm just looking for cooperation and sex, is it bad tact to post on social media about that, or wear shirts that speak on sex and cooperate? Shirts? What are you talking about? To just cut through the chit chat? Or is that, I don't even know what you're saying. What do you mean wear shirts that speak on sex and cooperation? Nebraska, you're gonna have to call in on the next show. I don't know what you're talking about. So do women need a different type of game than men because women don't need to put forth the same level of effort like men? Fam, let me tell you something. Women need game like human beings need oxygen, okay? Women need game heavy. Like, you don't listen. This is why I really gotta start back my woman channel, because women are out here goofy. Women need game like crazy. Oh, it's disgusting out here. See, this is how much women need game. Women think because they can get a sexy guy to fuck them, that means that they can get that sexy guy to stay. You understand what I'm saying? Women think that guys actually give a shit about what they talking about. You understand? Meaning, like, when they're on a date and a guy's nodding his head and saying, oh, that's cool, and they think that the guy don't give a shit about that. He's just trying to fuck, right? And most women, they'll know that, but then they'll still try to pretend that that's not what it is, right? Women don't understand that they have to be better than their vagina. You understand? Women don't understand that when they are dealing with a man, they actually have to follow his lead, or they have to deal with a male who's going to follow their lead, right? Women don't understand that there's no such thing as a submissive alpha, which is what most women fantasize about. They want a strong, dominant, sexually attractive man who's also going to say, yes, dear. It doesn't exist. You understand? See, this is so much shit. Women don't understand that their emotions will cause them to take actions that will cause a guy to not want to fuck with them anymore. They don't understand this. And they don't realize the guy's not going to say nothing. Men, we're generally silent. So what happens is that when a woman is fucking up, most guys aren't going to say shit. They're just going to keep fucking the girl and then slowly but surely exit stage left. And the woman's going to be confused. Why'd he ghost me? How come he's, all these guys just want sex. They're all these men are pieces of shit. And they don't realize that, hey, listen, the reason why the guy don't want to fuck with you no more is because you're acting like an asshole. You see what I'm saying? So women definitely need game. Don't think that just because dudes want to fuck them all day that they don't need no game. Oh, women need hella game. You understand? Women need to learn how to keep men interested. You understand? And most women do not know how to keep men interested at all. At all. Like truth be told, women should be lucky that men like sex as much as men like sex, because if men didn't like sex as much as men like sex, then men wouldn't really bother talking to, interacting with, or staying with women, at all. Like there's a guy being disrespected right now by some chick, but he's shutting the fuck up and so you can get that pussy. You understand what I'm saying? And then once he's gotten enough of the pussy, right? And he's gonna be out because he's like, this disrespect is some bullshit. So let me fuck this girl as much as I can until I could, no longer take her disrespect, and I'm a bounce. That's it. But yeah, women definitely need game. Oh, they definitely need game. But guys, we're gonna wrap this shit up, man. Guys, make sure that you guys go to shoplocario.com, badboymembership.com, cunninghamelements.com, and go to masculineidentitymembership.com. Join the Masculine Identity Membership. I'm going to be on the Zoom call this Monday. So make sure you guys do that. The game is going to be fire. And make sure you tune in tomorrow for the Real Game No Theory show. And I will holler at you guys later. And remember, guys, the truth is inside you. Peace. I'm gone. I'm out.
Deep bullin'.
Yo, get on your grind, boy. Life is short, you ain't got time, boy. You fuck around, you watch your mind, boy. Tell me, is your life on the line, boy? Are you really out here living it up? Are you doing it or giving it up? What's the plan? Have you written it up? Keep it real while not giving a fuck. These cats, they be talking, but they don't be walking it. All of it's marketed, on again, off again. Nothing they're offering. Unzip the cardigan, went in it, then gave me the cardigan. Then they start partying. These niggas ain't serious artists, and they ain't about their business. So I'm a mind bind. It's grind time. I said fine wine with a dime, 9 or 8. It's late. I gotta skate, cause this guy's high on dope, offering me coke. Don't wanna try lines. Yo, get on your grind, boy. Get on your grind, boy. You ain't got time, boy. You ain't got time, boy. You must be out your mind, boy. Your life is on the line, boy. Yo, get on your grind, boy. Life is short, you ain't got time, boy. You fuck around, you watch your mind, boy. Tell me, is your life on the line, boy? Are you really out here living it up? Are you doing it or giving it up? What's the plan? Have you written it up? Keep it real while not giving a fuck. Their time they just wasting it. Life is a test and I'm acing it. They talking shit, I take their shit and rubbing their face in it. They mad, they raising their voice, I tell them put some bass in it. They call me a nigga, I'm like, why you putting race in it? They mad I'm fucking they bitch and she says she like tasting it. They bitch be bitching to them, but when they with me, they submit. Y'all on that little boy shit, these niggas out here, they a bitch. These niggas ain't really gay, all they can say is hated it. Yo, get on your grind, boy. Get on your grind, boy. You ain't got time, boy. You ain't got time, boy. You must be out your mind, boy. Your life is on the line, boy. Yo, get on your grind, boy. Life is short, you ain't got time, boy. Fuck around, you out your mind, boy. Tell me, is your life on the line, boy? Are you really out here living it up? Are you doing it or giving it up? What's the plan? Have you written it up? Keep it real while not giving a fuck.